Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I want to talk about what the people of Ukraine are probably going to feel very shortly. They've done a good job resisting the Russian invasion. A lot of things don't make sense to me. Is Putin purposely not at the beginning wanting civilian casualties, destruction of infrastructure? It looks like it, or is his army has no command and control? Is the morale of his forces so low that it's looking like he's trying to be nice? I don't know, and I don't care. But what I want to talk about, and this applies to the Ukrainians, people that are defending their homes, their communities, their cities, and it can apply to anyone in the world that's fighting a superior force. What I think Ukraine's going to get hit now is with a lot of artillery, a lot of multiple rocket launchers are going to be used against them, a lot of bombs. I think it's going to be widespread destruction, and it's going to be terrible. The morale is really high right now with the Ukrainian citizens and the Ukrainian military because they are doing good. But what they have fought against was a method that very small incursions into cities, into towns. It wasn't a massive shock and awe. I've been involved with shock and awe, and it's awesome because it saves your soldiers' lives. It costs the enemy soldiers, and it costs civilians, which is terrible. So be prepared for this. What you guys need to do, I've seen on the news all these gas bombs, your Molotov cocktails you're making, and they show like factories, and then they're being pushed out. You need to push those out and disperse them widely in your engagement area. Don't leave them all in one place, because if you got all your eggs in one basket and the Russians move in and artillery knocks out, now you have nothing. So spread it out to multiple locations. Also, I want to talk about tanks. Sometimes it's better to have the tanks drawn into the urban area, drawn into the city, especially if you do not have the right equipment. Now, our javelins are doing really good. Javelins are awesome weapons, and they make tankers fear. That's just the bottom line. But if the civilians or people defending their towns don't have the Ukrainian military helping them with javelins, sometimes it's better to draw them in where you have the ability to ambush them. Ability where they can't use their long-range weapon systems against you because you're slugging it out right together. The tank is important because it's a devastating weapon. If you don't have a javelin or any type of anti-tank weapon, it's hard to destroy them. Yes, you can use your Molotov cocktails and you can be successful, but it will be costly. Remember, the main battle tank position, this is the main battle tank. When a main battle tank gets into a city, if they do not have infantry support all around them, protecting them, they're easy pickings. If you have a tank inside a big city, you got 8-story buildings, 5, 10, whatever it is in Ukraine, and they get close to it, this is their main battle gun. They have a limited range of elevation in that gun. Now, if they're 1,000, 2,000 feet away from you, 2,000 meters away from you, they're going to use that gun, and they can devastate you no matter where you really are. But if you're up close, picture this. This is their main gun, and these are buildings. Their gun can only traverse a certain amount up and down. So do not position yourself in the floors where they can get you. I'm not going to tell you how many floors that is because I'm not an expert in Russian equipment. I forgot so much from being in the military. So if you can get that tank in close, don't be first, second, and third floors. Probably no good. But you need to figure out what you're going up against and ask some Ukrainian military guys with experience what that traverse is. Now, they have machine guns mounted on top that can traverse higher, but I'd rather have a machine gun shooting at me than a main battle tank. So if you get that tank in close, try not to be on the floors that they can shoot. If you're above them, you can shoot them. Also, you can fire down on them. Firing down on a tank is better because the top is softer than the sides and the front. You guys are outgunned, outmanned. Remember back in the castle days, what would happen? One side would attack the other's castle, and the guys inside, it could be really non-combatives. What do? They throw rocks, they throw stuff down at you. You might have to use these type of tactics, and it can also be used if you don't want to put a signature out of an AK firing. 10 stories up, I would hate to have someone throwing concrete blocks at me. No, it's not going to save you from the war, but it's called a combat multiplier. And also, a person that cannot fire a weapon or doesn't want to fire a weapon can easily, so stage, concrete blocks, rocks, up on top of 10-story buildings. Enemy comes in, he's got tanks, he's got infantry support, and you got good old granny up there. What's she doing? Alongside the top of the building, probably be a wall, a little stem wall. Just stack your blocks. If I'm going to stack them, I'm going to make them look like part of the building. I don't want a big old pile of rocks on top of a building because of satellites. They'll say, oh, they got rocks on top of the building. You're just giving something away. Good old Granny can be up there, and guess what Granny can do? She can just start walking by. You can pre-position them so all Granny has to do is this. Yes, it's not the best way to fight a force, but I'm telling you, if you guys are serious about defending your city, it's going to take everyone. It's going to take every tactic. It's going to take every trick in the book to stop them. There's not many infantry guys that are going to stand there when 20 cinder blocks are falling down. What are they going to do? They're going to go to the side of the buildings. That could be an advantage to you, and it can get people into the fight. Also, you might want to create some dummy positions. These positions, when the armor come in, they're going to see position. Make mannequins, make them, take them out of the stores, dress them up in army uniforms, put them in dummy positions, because if they waste a tank round on a dummy position, your one tank round, that ain't going to be shooting at a real person. It's going to deceive them. They're going to fire machine gun rounds in there. You have to use every trick in the unconventional warfare book. I would not be surprised if we have SF guys over there. I would not be surprised. I have no facts to back that up, so don't say Dave said SF guys are over there. But we do probably have advisors in there helping the Ukrainian CIA guys, giving them hopefully some helpful hints. I feel sorry for both sides. I really do. So I'm not taking sides. I'm taking sides on the villager that has his tank running through his garden. I take the sides of the destruction that is going on. I want that underdog person not to be killed, because 90% of those people in Ukraine, they're trying to live a life. They're trying to raise their kids. Also, day and night positions. Typically, when you're in the defense, you're down low on the ground. The reason is that, especially at nighttime, if you don't have night vision, if they probe you with infantry, picture this. Picture a high-rise building. If you're up 4 or 5 stories and the infantry guys move in, you have to individually aim at every individual soldier, because you have to hit them, because the bullet is coming straight down. And if you miss that soldier, what happens to the bullet? It impacts the ground immediately. But if you're on ground level, which is dangerous, but if you're at ground level and you have no night vision and it's nighttime, and you put grazing fire down a few feet off the ground, if you miss the first guy and there's 10 other guys behind him, what does that bullet do? It just misses the first guy. You have a shot at hitting the second, the third, the fourth before it impacts across the street or down the road. So remember that. Positioning day and night, offense and defense. Typically on the offense, we put our guys up high so we can take care of individual defensive positions. I hope this helps. Pray for the peace of Ukraine. Pray for Russia. Pray for the world. Thanks for watching.